But last year, I had a really significant birthday. I turned 40 and my son turned 21. We wanted to celebrate that by going somewhere together and seeing a new country we'd never seen before. And we found a trip to Belize through Joel's website.
I don't know how he finds these deals. I thought with all my apps, am able to find good deals, but he just beats them all. I'm a believer, especially now.
The thing is, there were so many things I didn't know. Oh my God.
I worked for JetBlue for 5 years, and so I know about airlines, and I kind of always have traveled and been a travel guru on some level. So I felt like, well, I'm not traveling the wrong way. I'm not doing things dumb. And then just joining the lounge and learning a better way to do things, being smarter about things, totally changed. And like I said, I definitely I did 7 trips. I don't think I could have afforded that otherwise.
You'd like to hear my thoughts on family travel. So for me personally, I take them one at a time, and I'll tell you, it is the best experience. If you can swing that, I highly recommend it. Like if you looked at that picture, the kid on the far right, he's 20, and when we were walking around Italy, he would hold my hand. Oh, it was so awesome. I love that so much. And just the one-on-one time there's nothing like it. Nothing. So I really recommend that if you can do it.
And Andy, to clarify, this is a trip that you did entirely on points, correct?
Yeah, I paid tax. Oh, I forgot to put the taxes in there. I'll probably look as we go through this thing. I'll look real quick. It was super minimal. I think it was like 400 in flight taxes for both ways, 2 people. So it was very minimal, something like that.
If you had anything to give as advice for a skeptical free subscriber who hasn't upgraded yet, what would you say?
Don't be skeptical. It's real. It's legitimate. We are testimony right here. It's the truth. Seriously. Yeah. South Africa was a dream trip of ours. And we went 7 days. Amazing.
Okay, so I just went into the lounge in December. 2 months later, I'm not travel agent anymore because there is no point of it.
Right.
You had it was round trip Raleigh to Shanghai and 7 nights. It was under $600. That's insane. We almost went on it just to go to Shanghai. Like, you can't get the flight for that. So for us, I look forward to the email. I have a lot of junk I just ignore, but this one comes right to my inbox because it's 5 minutes of dreaming and fun.
This is probably the only picture I have of the flights. I apologize. I forgot that I was going to probably do this presentation, and I didn't do detailed reviews of anything, but it was just your average business class. It was still a 9K round trip or whatever per person, but it was Lufthansa business class 222. That's why you can see the 2 TVs like next to each other.
Here it is
So
again.
This is a different seat. You can tell these are the ones that are straight on. And it was just as great too, honestly.
Yes.
Like, I don't know how you complain. And what's fun that I've learned in the lounge is I've learned about aircraft, and that is not something that I had ever known. And by knowing the things that I learned about aircrafts, I specifically can choose which airplane I'm going on. And so we wanted to try these ones to compare them to the other ones. But it's fun that you can do lay down seats right now, domestic.
Yes.
So this was Salt Lake to Atlanta every time.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful.
But can I give you a quick, like a 30-second sneak peek of what my next trip will be? So I just booked it the other night. It's going to be eight nights in Hawaii. Open jaw. So we're doing 2 islands, Kauai and Oahu. I have a friend who stays in Oahu. And previously I've been able to stay with her or borrow a car from her, but this time I don't want to impose. And I was like, you know what? I've got so many resources and ways that I can make this trip budget friendly. So we're actually doing 4 nights in Kauai at the Grand Hyatt, combination of cash and points.
I've had presidentials that were $1,500 a night where I paid $200 or $150 or used points.
Right.
So yeah, crazy.
But I did the exact same amount of days at Alani that I did last time. So when I'm calculating out my calculations, it is dollar for dollar. Last time I spent about $10,000 to get out there with my flights, with my rental car, with our activities. This time I'm going rental car included. And as you guys know, rental cars are insane right now. Yeah. And I'm staying in Waikiki for 4 nights for free. I'm staying at Alani for 8 nights. And our whole trip is $1,600. And so that is insanely cheap. But because it was so cheap, it allowed me to travel more this summer. And I was like, okay, well, I can still travel more places. Let me figure out where else we want to go.
I travel, not so much in 2020 because of COVID, but I've always been a traveler overseas and domestically. And I was not very good at managing miles. I knew I had some miles, and yes, I would redeem it here and there for a flight and get upgraded or whatever. But joining the J Goot Lounge, it taught me how to be smarter on earning my miles, and even smarter than that on redeeming my miles.
This was Venice 2 days later, which again, totally out of the way for no reason. It was just like, let's just go to Venice because free.
Yeah, and honestly, I still haven't been a big point chaser. I don't do tons of the stuff that they even suggest in there because I just haven't even done that. It still works for me without doing all the credit card stuff. So that's great.
And including a rental car for each island. And one of them, the one in Oahu, is actually a convertible Mustang that we're renting. And in total, spending $1,900 on this trip, including flights too.
For Hawaii.
Yes.
So flights, lodging.
Yes.
Everything.
And that's
wait, folks.
Grand Hyatt is like a $700 a night hotel.
Yeah, look it up. Grand Hyatt. It's my wife and I went there. We stayed at the Marriott, which was a pretty nice place. It was a $400 a night place, and we did it on points. Got to go for free, but we went and had dinner at the Hyatt like multiple times that week because it's that gorgeous.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for pictures. I think the takeaways are that I like to travel very fancy, but the number one reason is that it is free. So why not, right?
The videos are so helpful to just get a better understanding and to get your feet wet.
Yes.
And I feel like the lounge is really for people who want to take things up, not just a level. It's like taking it up probably about 5 or 6 levels, and you just learn how to travel and bring everything all together and really learn to master how to go places on your own terms and what makes the most sense for you and your family.
My husband was on the trip. Somebody paid like $3,000.
Yeah, we actually saw someone on our flight, and she flew from San Francisco as well. We actually saw her in London because our connecting flight was in London, and yeah, she paid like $3,000 and didn't do half the things that we did just for herself. Yeah, she says it took her years to save the money, and I'm like, oh well, let me tell you about this site.
Yeah, 8 trips, you guys. I like. First of all, for everybody who's like, what? I wanted to learn how to travel like I travel now. I never thought this would be our life. Like, we always felt like we were pretty cool getting to take our 2, vacations a year and a few weekends here and there. And I never in a million years would have been able to think that this would be my life.
Had a great breakfast, and they even have a little lounge in the area. I didn't know that. You can go, if you have a friend, you can go kick back in these tables and seats and have a drink. Did you know that? Yeah.
In the first class lounge in the airplane?
Yes, it's above the first class it's up there at the very front.
David says, do you still have status on the airline that you traveled on?
You don't need any status. If you know how to shop and where to look, and you got a few miles, you can book them.
We got down there, and the money we saved, we were able to get our scuba certifications. So we now have this beautiful memory of celebrating these milestone birthdays together, getting our scuba certifications, and seeing a country we've never been to before.
We actually are staying for free in the Park City. They upgraded us to a 2-bedroom. And Park City's great. It's going to be so much fun. And so we're staying there for free. And I feel really good about that. I actually just booked the basic. And then, like I said, I have my concierge. She helped us get the better room. So that was awesome.
I never really understood previous to the lounge what you could really do with points. And I still, honestly, there's a whole lot of people who are way more proficient with all the information in the lounge than I am. I would say that I'm like, for being there most of the year, I'm like maybe in the bottom half of what people know, and I got to travel like this. There's people who are like knocking it out of the park too.
I asked people I met at the hotel what they were paying, and they were not in this room. They were just in basic rooms, and they almost paid double what I paid for this room, which thrilled me. Just so exciting. And it feels nice to be somewhere so fancy and not feel like I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars to stay.
You know, I keep watching that tub, man.
Oh, best.
And I'm a travel agent, so I'm always looking for great deals. And I finally last week decided I wanted to upgrade because it's such a great service. And I wish I would have done it sooner because there's so much information. I mean, every day there's something new on there. So if you're even thinking about it, you should go for it right now. Don't wait.
Travel is life, and I mean, what better way to do it than saving some money and being a part of a network of people that are doing the same thing as you and posting about their experiences. It really does become a community after a while, and so you're not just paying for the deals, you're kind of paying for that whole sense of community, and I don't think that you should hesitate to do it.
So thank you again for giving us the option to fly cheaply so we can go see the world, spend time with family and friends. Guys, if you're not using the service to get those cheap flights out to see people that you love and care about, do it. There's nothing stopping you, and it's the best. So thanks again, Joel, and thanks again, Jay Goot.
So if you are thinking you want to travel, join the website. Start watching those deals. It will literally blow your mind. Sometimes they come bundled with lodging as well, and I'm looking for my next trip. It is so mind-blowing, and I will be in Asia at the end of this year, and it will be all thanks to Joel.
You never know what you'll find. I highly recommend you just sign up now. That way, when you see that good deal, you can click on it right away and it's not gone. They do go sometimes, especially those really good ones. So I say do it, do it, do it, do it.